Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of the Run Your Day podcast. As always, Dan Hafner here joining you. This is Tuesday morning, second episode in the week of faith. And today's topic is this: blind belief. As always, thank you for joining. Sit back, relax, and enjoy today's show.
Welcome to the Run Your Day podcast, where our goal is to expand your focus and perspective on life. This is your daily dose of motivation, mindfulness, and so much more. And now, here to help you take your day back, your host, Dan Hafner.
All right, everyone, here we go. So, for a minute, I want you to imagine that you are blind. I know this is a little strange, but you'll understand where I'm going with this here shortly. Just try to imagine that you cannot see. You are trying to move forward, and you literally cannot see. You open your eyes, you look around, you cannot see anything. I am not a blind man. I do not know what it is like to be blind. I'm sure that it is a very terrible thing to experience firsthand in your life. And I don't want to offend anyone out there that is actually blind. Really, what I'm using this as is a metaphor. What I want to talk about today inside of this week of faith is this idea of blind belief. And what I wanted to try to get at was this idea of going towards something or moving away from something without having confidence in where you're actually going and really taking this leap of faith, right? The idea of blind belief is something that is really universal. You know, you might be blind to some things now that you weren't blind to 5 months ago. You might be blind to things that are coming up in your life that you have no idea that you're even blind to. We're all missing something at some point in our lives, right? We're all oblivious to one thing that might be clear as day to another person. You know, you might think that, you know, your fitness routine is absolutely on point and it's good to go. And to someone else, it looks like you're just half-assing it because they do CrossFit every day, or they just absolutely murder with their runs or their biking, you know, workouts or whatever it is. You know, you might think that you are showing up awesome in a business role, but to someone above you or to someone beside you, you look like an absolute idiot because you're not actually doing the relevant things that you're supposed to be doing. So we all tend to get in these habits, in these routines, where it can cause an area of blindness in us, where we're actually oblivious to what we're actually doing, whether it's relevant or not, whether it's actually useful or not. And we get into these set ways that just can take us down the wrong path. And I used to be like this as well. Like, I used to be so set in my mind as to, this is what I'm going to do, this is why I'm doing it, and that's just the way it is, or like, this is the way it's always been done, you know? And at times you can get so set in your ways and so entrenched in what you do that you start to just absolutely screw yourself over because you're just not open to new possibilities. You're not open to new pathways. And the only way you can get to where you want to go is to have the blind belief of just trusting in something, trusting in someone, you know, trusting in the process that got someone there, that they're trying to teach you. They say, okay, look, you're at point A. You want to be at point D, but in order to get there, you have to go to point B. You have to go to point C, which might not be all in a straight line. And you don't know where exactly those are along the path. But just literally trusting with blind faith and belief is the only way you'll get there. Because if you start going down that path and you start having reservations, or you start trying to do your own thing or change the way that a proven system is working, you start to screw up because you're not actually doing the things that are required. You try to be a hot dog, you try to be a hero, and you just absolutely screw up the process by getting in your own way. So if you're in a situation where you're trying to get somewhere that you don't know exactly where that is, but you have a system, you have a mentor, you have someone to actually get you there, trust what they're telling you. trust in the, even when things might not work out, you might go backwards, you might go down, you might go sideways. Like, you have to have that blind faith and belief that you will get where you want to go. I think about people that go to school for a long time and go for a specialty degree, whether it's a lawyer, doctor, or whatever. And, at one point you want to be a surgeon or whatever kind of doctor or a particular area of law. And when you start that path, you have no idea what it's going to actually take or what it's going to look like when you get there. But you trust in your teachers, you trust in your professors, you trust in other people that are teaching you things that eventually, if you implement these things day by day faithfully and you execute, that you will get where you need to go, and you'll graduate and you'll move on and you'll get the role or the business that you always wanted. But it comes down to having that just blind submission and faith to just being like, this is what I need to do, and this is what someone is telling me to do. So I just need to do it, and I just need to do it faithfully. So that's my little topic for today. I hope you guys got some value out of that. I'll ask you one question before I go. Where are you, quote unquote, blind to something, and you just need to trust in someone or something to get you where you want to go? So what is that area of your life? Is it in your fitness, in your relationships, in your business, in your career, whatever it is? Think about that question today. I'll post it up on the Run Your Day Facebook page for responses as well. As always, thank you very much for joining. I will continue with this topic here later in this week. And as always, Dan Hafner signing off. Thank you very much for joining. This is the Run Your Day podcast. Make it a great day.
Thank you for listening to the Run Your Day podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's show. If you did, feel free to share today's show with friends and family. Until next time, have a great day.